Washington is raising the rhetoric about the buildup of Russian forces near Ukraine's border, but the Ukrainian president is projecting calm. AP correspondent Karen Chamas has more.
US officials say the threat of a Russian invasion in Ukraine is more serious than others that have come and gone during nearly a decade of trench warfare. However, in an appearance with French President Emmanuel Macron, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky told media that patience can have an impact on provocations from Russia. Macron said that Russian President Vladimir Putin assured him that Moscow would not further escalate the Ukraine crisis. Meeting with his Spanish counterpart, Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba told press that any provocations would have a wider impact. Today, the situation remains tense but controlled. The diplomacy will continue working on decreasing tensions, and it's important to understand that it's not just about Ukrainian security, but about European security. I'm Karen Chamas.
Russian President Vladimir Putin said Wednesday that the country will do everything to find a compromise that would suit everyone after holding talks with French President Emmanuel Macron in the Kremlin. Putin said the first Moscow summit he has held with a Western leader since the Kremlin began massing troops near its neighbor had been substantive, but also repeated warnings about the threat of war were Ukraine to join NATO. In a joint news conference after talks with his French counterpart, Putin said there would be no winners should European countries be drawn into a military conflict with Russia in the event Ukraine joins NATO and tries to retake Crimea. Many hospitals across the United States are reporting a big drop in the number of coronavirus cases. AP correspondent Jackie Quinn reports.
The U.S. Centers for Disease Control is reporting the number of people hospitalized with COVID-19 in the past 3 weeks has dropped more than 28%. Still, there's an average of 105,000 Americans still needing hospital care. And even as patient levels are dropping off, hospital staffers are exhausted from dealing with the Omicron spike and facing a backlog of postponed surgeries that still need to be performed, like hip replacements, cancer, and brain surgeries. An epidemiologist at Johns Hopkins School of Public Health says they can't help but worry that another variant could emerge before a full recovery from the Omicron wave. I'm Jackie Quinn.
The Czech Republic aims to increase the number of people allowed at public events in the coming weeks, with the expectations that starting in March, nearly all COVID-19 restrictions could be lifted. This according to the Prime Minister Wednesday. The Central European country has faced its highest rates of COVID-19 so far since late January. Although the number of hospitalizations has climbed, the number of patients is well below previous peaks. Beginning Thursday, the government is going ahead with previously announced plans to allow the unvaccinated back into restaurants and other venues as infections start to ebb. Hundreds of people protesting against vaccine mandates and pandemic restrictions blocked streets outside New Zealand's parliament for a second day Wednesday. A heavy police line was deployed in front of the parliament building to stop protesters from entering. Police arrested 3 people as protesters tried to break through, according to local authorities. The protesters were largely unmasked, held placards, and vowed to camp outside Parliament until the COVID-19 curbs were lifted. The protests, which may run for days, are inspired by similar demonstrations in Canada. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was loudly heckled by opposition MPs in Parliament Tuesday as he defended the use of restrictions to fight the COVID-19 pandemic, measures Canadian truckers have taken to the streets in their vehicles to oppose. The busiest land crossing from the United States to Canada remained shut Tuesday after Canadian truckers blocked lanes Monday to protest their government's pandemic control measures. A strained Border Patrol is getting increased attention from the Biden administration. Tense meetings have taken place between senior officials and the rank and file as the agency deals with the largest influx of migrants along the U.S.-Mexico border in decades.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.